Good morning, Roy.
Good morning.
We are drilling down after numbers this morning. So,
Yeah, pretty volatile session
yeah,
overnight and this morning.
yeah, we got this trend we had this morning that's broken this trend already. I was telling Roy pre-stream I had a trend last night and broke it, retested, popped all night overnight. So I'm not one usually to trade Globex, but I think I might look tonight. Probably do a practice account if it breaks a trend. See if I can get a good runner out of it. So we'll see how that works out. Like I said, I'm only going to do it on a practice account. I'm not going to do it on a real account.
Yeah, I mean the FOMC tends to always have kind of a delayed reaction. So
Yeah,
tonight may have that added factor to it. So
yeah. Powell has this press conference, and once everybody gets a chance to digest all his comments, then they pick it apart, and
yep,
the Bulls find what they want to find, the Bears find what they want to find, and we find out who's the strongest.
that is a fact. Nothing is more truer than what you just said.
So we'll go through economic events real quick. We had building permits, U.S. housing starts. Came in a little mixed, and I'm assuming this is why they didn't like the numbers. I'm not sure, but we'll scroll through it. Using U.S. housing starts forecast was actually 1.289 million. They missed that. The forecast was 1.345. Previous was 1.31. What's kind of tricking me a little bit here is if you look at U.S. building permits change month over month, 6.1% up with a forecast of 1%. Previous was -4.
Wow.
And then if you look at the U.S. housing starts change month over month, it was a -0.18, which they forecasted 2.6, but previous was -3.1. So
Hmm.
a little mixed data. It is what it is. Let's see. The House Speaker said that he talked to Musk last night about the spending bill. Musk is he's getting some opposition from. I'm not going to call her what Trump called her, but from Warren, and it's. I don't think it's going to have any effect on anything, to be honest with you. So, but today we've had that stuff come out. You crude traders, we do have crude and gas inventories coming out at 9:30, and then we get what everybody's waiting for. We get the Fed announcement. So this is what everybody knows. Everybody's waiting for. I think it's a pretty much given. We're getting a 0.25% cut. Anything besides that would be really shocking, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about Jay Powell, you can say what you want to about him. He's pretty consistent. And if he
Yeah.
says this is what they're probably going to do, which he's been pretty much hinting that they're going to do another rate cut, probably a 0.25. I'm saying they're going to do a 0.25. Like I said, anything comes in different than that, then we've got an issue there. So you got that, and then of course, like you said, they'll digest that overnight in Globex, and you also got the Japanese foreign stock investments. You got all this stuff, the bonds, all the stuff coming out with Japan overnight. We know that Japan can actually move it. And they got the BOJ, the Bank of Japan, monetary policy and their decision and their stuff coming out. So that could be an important thing for the overnight session. And then going into tomorrow, we get initial jobless claims, we get GDP, you get Philly Fed Business Index. I mean, you PCE, you name it, we got it coming out. You got U.S. existing home sales coming out, which could be a market mover. Depends on what's going on, I assume. But got a lot of stuff going on Thursday and into Friday. We talked about this. You got the PCE coming out Friday. So, and then the University of Michigan 5-year inflation, all that stuff. So you can't rest after today. You still have a lot of stuff going on Thursday and Friday. So you have to stay on your toes. You have to stay vigilant and pay attention and all that good stuff. So we'll look at this chart real quick before we get over. Like I said, we're drilling down. Last night, if anybody was with us, you saw we had taken a beating on this. We got some back. It wasn't great, but we did get like 800 of it back yesterday afternoon. And I want to thank Roy on the stream. Roy, after the stream, Roy, hey, dude, why are you changing what you do? Pretty much.
Yeah.
You've been doing this other thing and it's been working. Like, why change what you're doing? So I kind of went back to that style. I was like, hey, you know what? He's right. So made $800 went back and went to a combine. This is the one I'm really proud of. This combine got down 20. It was down $2,500. I had $500 drawdown left on it, and I closed it $75 green.
Wow.
So, and it was by doing exactly like we talked about. I was just scalping. I was here, there. I was taking $500 where I got it. Wasn't looking for huge, massive moves. I was doing that, and then re-entering, and kind of went out. I mean, it was a good day on that. So made me feel better about my day. So we're going to concentrate on this. It's one XFA today. So we're going to try to change things up a little bit instead of copy trading and doing all this other stuff and trying to do all this and back between this and the other guys over there. We're going to stick with this one XFA today until we're done with it. And once we're done with it, we're going to lock it up. And we're going to move on to a combine, or I might move on to another XFA. But I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth between accounts. I'm focusing on one account, and that's what we're looking for. So see if we can get a good day. So my goal is always, I want to get this thing back to zero. Now, can we do it today? I don't know, but I'm gonna try my best to get it back to zero today without taking it down anymore. So let's see if we can get $2,500 a day. That's a big ask, but if you don't set high goals, you never succeed. If you don't take risks, you don't do things, you never will get anywhere. So sounds like a good place to start for me. So another thing to look at, we drew these lines yesterday. This is this was Monday's close, right? And if you notice what happened, we came down to Monday's close, we bounced right off of it. We came back down to Monday's close after hours, we bounced off of it. I got a feeling if we get back down to this Monday's close again, hey, it might actually hold it. If it does, we'll trade it accordingly. If it breaks it, we'll take a short, and if it doesn't, we'll take a long, and we'll play it off there. So we do need to look at. Let's break it down to a 15-minute chart. So right now, I want to see this level right here. So if you look back, let's look here and see what we got back. You have this level where it held as support, and now it's turned to resistance. We all know that support turns to resistance turns to support. And if I can get it on that top one, I'm not going to watch all that. We're just going to watch it there today. So if we get up here, this could be a level, great place to short. This is kind of my pivot for the day. Is what we're looking for. Anything below here, we're going to look to short. Anything above here, we'll look for longs. So this is kind of going back to what we used to. Then we're going to trade level to level. You see, we got a level here. We got a level here. We got this yesterday's high. This is not yesterday's high. It's supposed to be yesterday's high, but it's not yesterday's high. So I guess we got another mythical level. I don't know.
Oh, no.
No, you know what? Actually, it was. No. Yeah, because it changed. I don't know. They got me messed up. Let's look on the 5-minute chart, see if we can figure out where it is. So, yeah. No, that was overnight. I don't know what this level is, but we're going to keep it there. I still think, me and Roy talked about this the other day, I think that rollover is still messing with some of these levels a little bit, but
yeah.
That looks like a really good level right there. So we're not going to change it. And we actually have the high marked over here. So if something happens, we know where we're at. So that's kind of what we're going to trade. Good morning, Howie. Howie's got his coffee and donuts. Got my coffee, no donuts this morning for me. I'm one of those weirdos that don't eat breakfast now for some reason.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better about that. Maybe I got a Nutri-Grain bar here that I don't want, but I need to eat.
What gets me now is, so I wake up, and if I'm hungry, as soon as I drink coffee, I'm not hungry anymore. So
yeah,
I guess coffee is my breakfast. Bear with me today. We got some thunderstorms coming in that could be pretty heavy, so there is a chance I could get knocked off today. Hope not, but
Hope not. Yeah.
we got a big old wall cloud coming in, hitting us right now. Dirty Harry, exactly. Show me the money. That's what we're trying to do.
The going back to your daily goal today, I think that's the appropriate approach. And instead of getting it all in one trade or two trades or whatever, if it takes us a few trades to just chip away at it, I think you're going to see that more out of us today. Just kind of echoing what Monty had said earlier, is we have a tendency to change what we do when we don't need to, especially when like I have travel or holidays or any of that stuff. So getting back to the basics is what our goal is today. Another interesting point about this week and the remainder of the days, you've got data coming out, and this is also technically um, you're entering a holiday week next week, even though the holiday is on Wednesday. So you could have a lot of people just kind of closing up shop this week. So an extremely low volume week is expected next week, which is kind of that Santa rally mantra. Low volume always tends. It's next Wednesday. My son keeps that. Hey, my son hasn't written his list to Santa yet. I gotta get him to do that today.
Better get on it because Santa won't bring me anything. You got a list.
Santa get delayed in Atlanta like the rest of us.
Yeah.
But
by the way, so there is a movie out, Red One. If you have not watched it, it's on Amazon Prime. It's worth a watch. Now, I'm not saying watch it with your kids because there's a few cuss words in it, but it's about Santa and all this stuff, and it gives you like a little different look at Santa. It's actually a really cool concept on it, so I liked it, and it was
all right.
It was worth a watch, in my opinion. So,
we'll do that. We're always looking for some movies. Elf is always a classic right now, but I want to see Dear. Is it Dear Santa with Jack Black? Have you seen the preview for that?
I started, could not finish it.
Couldn't finish it. Okay, no, didn't like it. All right.
I mean, yeah, it's, if you are a lot of the Christian community is against it because it's Satan in it.
Right, right.
It just, I don't know. It was just kind of, and I possibly could have gave it a chance to finish it up, but it was just, yeah. Howard said he watched Sticky on Prime, pretty darn good. I hadn't seen Sticky. I need to check that out.
Oh, market just continuing to drill.
Yeah, we got 15 minutes before, or 16 minutes before open. So, wondering if this is a fake out. CBD, I told Roy earlier, CBD was plus around 1,000 this morning, and it is now negative 2,500. So, there is actually a little oomph behind this move down. So, it could be sustained when it opens. We'll see.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense because AMD's green right now. So you've got all that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going to tank it open.
It's going to absolutely tank it. We have, I need to go through some of the charts and figure out what's moving. So let me go ahead and do that. You got, obviously, ES is drilling. One note I did want to bring up on the pre-stream here is the flow for SPY that you had mentioned, Monty, privately to me. So this is how SPY closed yesterday with the call premium absolutely dropping. Price did drop, but if you saw Globex yesterday, it had a big red candle to start. So we don't know if that was due to maybe that SPY premium happening there. But something to keep an eye on as we approach today. We have NQ down 0.18%. We have VIX down 2%, which is pretty interesting given the move. We have Apple slightly down 0.5%. Nvidia cranking up. They actually had news yesterday. Jensen showed a AI computer that $250 that is extremely powerful. So pretty cool. Pretty cool thing from NVIDIA. They're up 2.5%, which is good for me because I have NVIDIA calls. Microsoft up 0.75%. Down 0.75%. Google down 0.3%. Amazon flat. Meta basically flat. And Tesla down 2.69%. Wouldn't be surprised if Tesla kind of cools off a little bit today. It has obviously been on a monster run. AMD is up 0.5%. I actually capitulated yesterday on AMD, so I am moving him out of the swings. I actually rotated into Google again. So Google is going to be my my kind of go-to stock as this quantum theme gets pushed out. Bitcoin back below 105,000, still very strong, very monster move, but it is cooling a little bit from its huge move yesterday. Solana, same deal, went up to 29, back down to 217. You could get some volatility here into the end of the year as people are prepping their taxes, taking some out what they need. Ripple had a huge move up yesterday at 272. It has now come back down a little bit to 254, down 1%. Coin pre-market back under 310. That's going to be the number. That's the level 310. It's just going to hang out there and do its thing. Micron up 1.75%, 110.50. We have earnings today after hours. So you have JPow and then you have Micron earnings. So big day for Micron. Any of you people that hold it. Palantir down 0.69%. It continues to kind of trend down. It had a nice recovery yesterday. So maybe we can see, obviously dip buyers are around that 71 area. So we want to see that continue. Let's see. Quantum stocks. Rigetti is down 1%, but my gosh, if you look at the daily chart on these things, if you're not familiar, quantum stocks have gone absolutely ballistic in this last month, really the last 2 weeks. This Rigetti was about $1.40 at the end of November, and it's sitting at 11.13. So there's your 10x on equity. We've got just all fun stuff happening in the quantum sector. TNX basically opening up flat, 4.4, slightly green, but it's kind of hung around this 4.4 area the last couple days. So we are on the daily chart. Go ahead and 5 minute. The Dixie retested 107 again. 107 was kind of that resistance earlier this week for it. As you can see, it is a level. Boom, boom, boom. And now yet again here. So we'll see if Dixie can break out ahead of Jay Powell's big press conference. Gold continues to kind of trend down. I'll switch to an hour chart on gold. As you can see, it did its pop up. Now it's kind of fading down. Looks like it could be facing pretty much 26, let's say 30 area. You wanted to see it hold that. If it can't hold that, it may get a little ugly for gold. SMCI, always a fun stock to follow. Basically flat, $33. Not sure where it goes from here. I think it's just all waiting on that NASDAQ listing. Any updates there. And then DJT hourly chart down 1%, but it's at 38, 37.65 as it will continue to just kind of grind higher. My guess, they start to you start to hear those media rumors coming up more and more with DJT, with them starting a news network of some sort, because Musk is pretty open to getting rid of legacy media. So he could have a good opportunity there as a partnership with Musk. So if you're taking a punt on something, DJT may not be a bad one. And that is all I've got. It looks like ES could be having a little buying action here. Here in the
I was trying to tell you, and somehow I muted myself. I
you
did go
could.
and take profit on my DJT the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got in it at like 26.60, 26.70, somewhere around there. So I had a good bit of it. So I was like, you know what? Let's go on and cut. I cut most of it. I didn't cut all of it, but I cut most of it. So we had a nice little gain on it, and I didn't want to be greedy with it, even though it might pop. I do like Roy's idea there about the media company and stuff going with it. So, but profit is profit, and sometimes you just look and say, you know what, I got to take my profit. So,
Got to take profit, and all of that stuff that I just said is 100% speculation, not geared in any sort of fact. So
yep.
when you're doing speculative investing, scale accordingly is all I will say. I'm going to step out for 1 second. Money, I got to check on something. I'll be right back. Give me about
You're
2
good to go, sir. You're
Thank
good to go. So we still got 8 minutes till the open, and we're kind of holding our bottom here. We'll see how that goes. That was, you look down at the bottom, you see it got close to yesterday's close, or yeah, today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. So it didn't quite get down there to it. Now it's showing a little resistance at our level here. Let's see if we can break back above this level. Like I said, we had this overnight trend. We did break it. We came all the way down from that trend break. And of course, I'm not trading pre-market anymore. But if you did take that, you could have got in at 42, could have took it all the way down to 24. So a nice, about an 18-point move on it down. So could see some volatility today. Could see some chop today. I know we had a discussion in our Discord yesterday about how you determine what a chop day is. Roy had a real good thing. You look at your 15-minute orb, right? And if it doesn't break your 15-minute orb, you can assume that we're in chop, which is a pretty good assumption. I like to look at longer time frames, like a 30 or 40 or hour orb, just because you could chop around for a while, then you break out. But if you're looking, if you want to avoid the chop, one good thing to do is, like Roy said, is take that 15-minute orb, and then you just trade a break. If it breaks out, you trade it to the upside. Breaks down, you trade to the downside. Or you can actually trade the orb up and down. Some of my better days have been on chop days where you figure out what the range is and you just trade from top to bottom.
Surfing.
Yeah. So just because we're in a chop day doesn't mean you can't make money on it. You just got to be really, really conservative. You got to take your profits when you see your profits. You can't let them hold. Now, if you get a good trend day, yes. But what we've seen, especially while we've been live, if you look, let's look at yesterday, for example. Came in, you drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop. This would be the definition of chop, right?
Yeah.
But if you just looked at your 15-minute orb, so let's take our 15-minute orb. So let's look at 8:30. There was your low. Let's go to 8:45. There's your high. There was your 15-minute orb. And what did we do? We pretty much stayed in it. Now, you could have traded the breakdowns here. If you would have traded the breakouts, you had to be really quick to take profit.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday was what you would consider a chop day. So it's kind of we've seen that a lot here lately. But a lot of times what you'll see after you get out of chop, now you got it in Globex last night, but when you finally get that break, if you are chopping early, a lot of times you'll see a trend in one direction for a while. So if you take your profits early, you can always re-enter a trade. Just remember that. You don't have to, beat yourself up like, oh, I took let's say that you got in here at 24.75, right? Well, we get to this level here, I'm going to drop it because it's going to chop. Well, then it kind of worked its way back up. It gave you multiple opportunities if you would have had a level right there. Well, look, 1, 2, 3. You had 4 opportunities to get back in this trade after you would have got out. So it always presents itself. And then you can see we trended up. So once we actually broke that, we got a 13-point move up. So don't be scared to trade what you see. Me and Roy was kind of talking yesterday afternoon, and Roy sent me a message, and this is, I don't think Roy would mind me saying this. We're sitting there, we're talking, and he says, "Hey, I've got a few PAs left. I think I might try it." And I was like, "Hey, if you see a setup, take a setup." Well, not too long after he said that, we got this move right here, and then it bounced off of it, right? And I sent him a text like, "Hey, you saw your long, right?" And he did trade it, and Roy got in it, and he made some money off of it. So that's kind of what we're looking at. You got these levels play out, people. Like,
yeah,
we kind of, my thing here lately, and I went back and I reviewed a lot of trades yesterday, what I've been doing, and a lot of these trades actually worked. You had a couple things happen. One, we had one yesterday, we could have closed out $300 up. We ended up closing that trade out at break even, right? And then we got back in the trade again because I felt a little FOMO, like, oh man, I messed up, because it was going back in my direction, the direction I had to start with. And immediately it stopped me back out again for a $500 loss. And then you start chasing, right? You're trying to make up that loss. And once you start trying to make up losses like that, it is hard to do it. You can do it. You got to stay level-headed. But then you get to the point where once I did that, right, we're up in here, we're doing this major chop here. Well, if you keep a 4 or 5 point stop, let's say you get into a short right here, you're in it at 27. Well, then it pops up to 32. Well, you got stopped out. Then it comes back down, right? So, and then you're like, well, crap, now you got to take a long. Well, you take a long, and you get stopped out because it drops down. Then you're second guessing yourself. When it hits this level, you're like, crap, can I take this level now? So I took it on a practice account. I think I made, because I wanted to see if I could just refresh, start over. Took it in a practice account and made $2,000 off this move with 3 lots.
Wow.
So I trade it just like I trade my XFAs. So if you want to use your practice account, don't YOLO your practice account. Trade your practice account just like you would your XFA. And then that gives you the practice you actually need. Because if you're taking 5 or 10 lots, you're taking more lots than you normally take. Okay, if I made $2,000, did I really do anything there?
Right.
So by doing my same setup, I took it, and what I did once it took here, I trailed it up. And believe it or not, I was going candle by candle, so I had to stop here. Guess what? It comes back. It doesn't stop me out. It goes back up. When it went back up to 32, we broke above this level. I put my stop at this level here and just went on, took it when it came back down. Like, hey, you got to take what you got to take, right? And then, of course, that worked out because it would have stopped me out and it came all the way back down. But use your practice account. They're there for a reason. They're there to practice, to do things that do it exactly like you would your normal trading day. That way you're actually learning from using your practice account. I'm not one to advocate a practice account a lot because your emotions do change in a practice account. But if you can see the moves in a practice account, you can see the moves in a combine or an XFA. Is my
right.
So it's just getting that muscle memory is what you're trying to work up, and that's what I'm doing. So we're seeing it here. We've got open. We're right here close to yesterday's close, so we're going to see what happens if we break down. I'm in no rush to do anything right now, but we are coming down to that yesterday's close. And it looks like we want to break it down. So I would watch this level here, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go and take it. And it might pop back up and take me out. I probably should have waited, but this has been the move that has been working for me more than not. So we're going to try to get this. We're going to try to get a quick $400 or $500 off of it. And like I said, it might turn against us. It might stop us out, and that's okay. We're going to actually pull this down a little. We're not going to let it run that far. We'll risk a little bit on it here, but should have probably waited for that break. But that was a pretty good move down. CBD suggesting that there might be more move down. I probably should move my stop up here. don't want to risk that much right now. So let's look. Let's see how Tide's going to start out.
Yeah, I think you could get a pop to about the 28.50 area, which is the 8, to kind of clean up some of these pre-market technicals, but it could just drill right down and then just pop back up. But
if we didn't have that move overnight and the S&P came at plus 35 million, and anybody, if you've noticed what's been happening on MOO, so when you have a plus, you're actually seeing profit takers come in at the open and drill it down some. So you got puts and calls that both started up. So at this point now, if we can get, I said 500, let's see if we can get 200 out of this trade.
Yeah.
Don't want to be risk too much. We'll see. Right now, your Tide's not telling you much right now. Of course, you got a lot of stuff popping in. This is open, so we'll let that settle before we actually look at it. CBD's negative 2,000, negative 2,100. The only thing that kind of worries me a little bit, you got orders at all the way up to plus 30, so it could pop above this. It might take us out, but I like that move. I like that break, but it couldn't hold it. So it stopped us out there. It lost 380. That's fine. We're not going to panic. We're going to sit here. Like I said, we should have waited for this candle to close here, but we were trying to get in a little bit early. So that was my bad there. And it's fine. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to panic over it. So we're going to sit back and wait and see what we can see now. CBD is actually coming back plus 17, plus 18. I mean, sorry, negative 17, negative 18. So it's moved up a little bit. You got orders 2750, which was, or would you say 2850? 2750. You got 380 orders sitting there.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a little pop around there. I mean, you are not getting a pop off of open that you would expect off of a move down like this. So
yeah,
you're getting basically an open indecision candle of, people are a little skittish. Obviously, we have a big event later this afternoon, so you could have low volume leading into that event. So you may not have a lot of decisions that are crystal clear or that make sense, really. So let's just see if we get a little pop and rejection off the 8 would be something I would look for earlier this morning. Looking around, Nvidia is your big winner right now. Hooray! Up 3%. Yep, 134.50. Google is slightly down at 0.5%. Microsoft down 1%.
Drilling.
Apple down 0.5%. I mean, you've got pretty much everybody. Well, everybody in Mag 7 is red. Meta's basically flat, but Nvidia is holding it all up right now. You're seeing ES starting to.
Yeah, here's what kills me. So if I would have moved my stop up where I said I probably should move my stop to, we would still be in this trade and we would be green right now. That's the frustrating part. That's what kind of gets you. But it is what it is. We'd be getting close actually to that. We probably would have hit $200. So that's about a 600 swing there.
You're currently at your orb low from yesterday. 2150 was that orb low. So we'll see if that has any sort of impact. But your first candle, just your 5-minute candle close. So you have a 5-minute orb that is about 5 points. So again, you're just kind of waiting to see what direction it wants to pull, and it looks like it's slowly gravitating lower.
Yeah, this is so frustrating. I should have moved my stop, but it's neither here nor there. We would have hit 200 for sure. Could have hit 300. Could have hit 500. Oh, CBD is drilling down. VIX is popping up, but now we're going to wait. And actually, you had the perfect entry here again at 22. If you were trading trying to get 2 or 3 points each there. Well, you could have got 3 points off of it. Easy.
Yeah. Now you're looking at how it handles the zone. If it's just going to go all the way down to that 14, but this, if you remember earlier yesterday, this is about the area that it dropped to and then bounced hard. So if you keep going, so that was the afternoon. Sorry, that was the afternoon, but keep going in the morning where we were trading it. Keep going. That guy. Up a little. Is that? I think it's
right here. This is where it popped. It was 9:30 when it popped off that low. Right
yeah,
there.
so it popped around because I remember we were in a short and we were waiting for we actually were looking at that 14 level.
Yeah.
And it never quite got there. And as you can see it, there's a slight pop already off of it.
Yep.
So you gotta, as obvious as sometimes the moves look, the morning can be very, very, very unpredictable.
Yeah, it can, and it's really just frustrating. I mean, I moved it to there, and it barely took me out, and it went in my direction.
Yeah.
Even if I would have left it right here where I had it at first, it wouldn't have taken me out, and we would have made it. So we got too aggressive on the stop loss, and hey, I'll live with that. That's fine. You're seeing some interesting stuff on Tide already with SPY. You got put premium is way up, and you got put volume is leading the charge right now. So you had, let's see, 31,000 on that opening candle. That's pretty good volume. That's right in line with what we normally have. So
yeah,
you're not looking at really much decreased volume this week. So like Roy said, we could have a lot of people, this could be their last week. So that's why you see that volume. You'll look next week and that volume will probably be in the 20, 25, 26 range or somewhere about that area. And then you know that everybody's gone, and we definitely could see the Santa rally. Look, today is Wednesday, so people are trading today just because you got FOMC. You're gonna have the big institutions are still here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the tomorrow you could see around lunchtime everybody getting out of it, and your volume start to decrease at that point. So
yeah,
be careful tomorrow. Tomorrow could be the day. You could have your people come in and try to and they're making their year, right? They're not just making their week, they're finishing their year off. So
yeah.
Thursday could be really interesting with what happens in the market.
Yeah, it looks like it got to your level again and rejected.
Yeah, you have a lot of orders right this level, right above this level. So if you look, they moved them up some, but all this cluster right here was just on that 2250 level a second ago. So if they want to break it, they're going to have to move them up, which they did move them up some there. So we'll see. I don't like the wicks that we're getting to take another short here. I don't like what CVD is telling me. CVD went to back to negative 3,000. It's back to negative 1,900 right now. So it's kind of moving up a little. Your put premium is coming down, and actually call volume has taken over the lead on that side.
Yeah, so you just got to be careful. Going over, here's your general market side. You've got call rising, call volume. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Howie said it perfect right here. I don't think being risk averse from open is a bad idea. If it works, great. If not, wait 5-15 minutes to let it develop it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We took a chance. It could have played out. Had to stop too tight. So it is what it is. We hadn't blown an account. We hadn't done anything. We're just sitting here chilling. So
This is your tide look. So you are seeing on holdings, call premium rising, call volume rising, price rising. On SPY, you've got put premium dropping, call premium dropping, but call volume rising. So do you have a little bit of a lean to the to the bull side on the tide wise? Book map and orders, where are orders stacked?
You got order stacked both sides. So you can see you got These orders stacked up here on the 25, which they're dropping down. Then you got these orders stacked to the bottom side. Interesting note, if you look down here, you got 6110. You got 184 orders down there. You got 100 orders sitting at 6100, 117 orders sitting down there. So what you want to see, if you want to take a short, you want to see all this, especially these right here, to continue to push down. Those push down, then you got it. CBD's gone back to negative 2,700. So right now we're getting a typical kind of CBD's kind of moving with price, which is not unexpected. You want to see it move really hard in one direction, and then that kind of gives you a play which way to go with it. If you want to if you're looking at book map, want to take a trade off book map. So we saw it yesterday when we were, I think it might have been, let's see, we got off the stream about here, and then you saw CBD just start to run crazy. Well, then you got this move back up. So, and the CBD actually moved before the move actually happened. So you kind of saw it and went from there. So right now we're just chopping around down here. So like I said, people asked about chop. Here's your chop.
Yeah. And you get, of course, antsy and you want to get in something and all that, but this is just chop. You're probably going to now test the orb high. But if you're looking at an orb range, you are smack dab in the middle of it. So you are just kind of hanging out, seeing who wants to take the lead, take the charge.
There's your so far where your 15-minute orb is. Now if it moves out of that,
right in the middle.
Yeah, you got about a 7 points is what your orb is right now.
So you had to move up to 23.25 on this candle, and the 8 ribbon kind of starts right at that 23.50 on my chart. So is the 8 going to be that resistance spot? Basically, if you kind of see on my chart, and as you can see, it got pretty close to it, and then is now trending back down. But
well, you can see this yesterday's close is your spot right now. That's your that's your short-term pivot. That's what you're looking at. So it drilled down below it and has not been able to close back above it yet. So that's why it's important to draw these levels on your charts, and these levels play out a lot.
Yeah.
But so now, we're below this. So what I would look for to go short again, I want to see this 1850 break. I would take a short off that. And then I would probably, if we can get a candle close above this close here, I look to take a long, but I'm going to look to scalp it pretty quick. But we got to get a close above that. We can't just move above it. This is just, it's so frustrating that I was actually right on the call this morning and just had my stop too damn tight.
Yeah.
It happens. It's part of being a trader. But you would feel a lot different now being $200 up instead of $380.
That's the, as we always say, the mental side of it all.
Yep. But you can't let that beat you up. You can't sit there and dwell on it. I mean, I mention it just because we're on the stream, but it is what it is. And this is the part where trading can be boring. Yeah. Oh, I did want to bring something else up too. I was talking about Roy kind of helped me out yesterday. We had a little conversation after the stream. If you don't have a trading buddy, find you a trading buddy, somebody you can talk to, somebody that is not scared to tell you the truth. Because Roy knows I'm not scared to tell him the truth. If he does something stupid, I'm gonna say that's stupid.
Yep.
And with him yesterday, he probably handled it a little less blunt than I would have, but he was nice. I would have been, hey, dumbass. But he was nice about it. But still, Find you a trading buddy that you can. And look, if we're your trading buddy, ask questions in here.
Yeah.
We will give you our 100% advice, what we think is right. So
It's a tough game. We don't have to, we don't have to sugarcoat it. So whatever, any help you can get to give you that kind of mental edge, take it. We're offering any sort of assistance that you guys would need. Obviously, we're not going to tell you entries and exits, but we'll tell you strategies and what to look for and
Yep.
how to handle the bad days. Because what Spy Day Trader on YouTube is a good trader, good educator. And one thing he always said that stuck with me is a trader is defined by his red days, not by his green days.
Yeah.
And it's like how you can handle those red days. And to me, that's always been my problem. Is off of a red day, I just get I kind of unwind a bit, and I've got to get myself better about that. I've gotten better here recently, but still not where I want to be.
Yeah, I think we all have to do that to a point. It's a lot of times you let your red days just keep building up and adding more stress that you don't need in your life, and
Yeah,
it's not good. So we're getting this test again up here. We're getting a break. Do we get the hold this time? We've got a lot of time left in this candle, so kind of what's getting me here is this the SPY tide.
yeah. Holdings is pretty bullish.
Well, if you look at SPY is actually turning a little bullish.
Yeah, so Holdings is bullish, SPY is turning bullish, and General Market Tide is definitely bullish. Do have a rise in put premium, but this call volume, I mean, again, there is a big event later today, so they could be making their bets based on that event.
Hey, swap over. Go to your other tide. Go to out of the money.
Oh, this
It's on General Market Tide. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody's betting out of the money.
Yeah, so you're out of your money one that's actually moving. That's controlling tide.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Yep.
It's almost identical.
Yep. And here we are testing the 8, by the way. So 8 ribbon. It's probably take it a little bit if it wants to break that. It may take a couple candles or not.
Thing about it is, so we're above yesterday's close. So we still got a minute left in this candle. See if we can get this close above. But at this point now, being this close to your EMA, especially your 8, and this close to this orb high, you would wait. Personally, I will wait to see if we can get a close above this before I look for a long. I was saying if we got above this, I would, but I'm not getting anyone to make a point. So
Right.
I would need
No.
And we still might not get the close above. It's coming right back down to it. And this is a spot here. So hey, Roy, remind me afterwards. I want to talk to you about seeing if we can get a guest on one day.
Yeah.
I have an idea with that might work. So
Let's do it.
It got that close above. It closed right below the 8. So
Tricky.
if this turns, if this 2250 can turn to support now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking like. If you can get a mini rejection at the 8, but 2250 holds a support, that means they want to push it above the 8.
Yeah. VIX had a little gap down there. It's 1552.
Meta went green. So Nvidia and Meta are now green.
Yeah, Google is not far from being green. 84 cents down. So
Yeah.
moving down. So it's a half a point, half a percent. So if you get a few more of these boys start to
Turn up.
turn green, you could see a nice move back up. And if you get this break, get all these breaks. So if you look, kind of to go through stuff, you got to break the 8. I mean, the 13. You got to break VWAP and the 21, and then you got to break the 200. But if you do start to move up, you can see these break and it move back up to here, then reject back down. Let's hit this 2250 hold. This is the spot we were looking at just a second ago. See if it turns into support. Looks like they're wanting to turn into support. I need CVD to work with me here though.
Got a drop in call premium and a drop in call volume on holdings.
Look at
on
SPY.
SPY, you're seeing the opposite. You're seeing call premium rising, call volume rising, price rising with it. General market tide, you had a little dip in call premium. However, call volume looks pretty strong. So as you can see, we did get a wick down at 2250. And now you're seeing if it has enough to break that that 8.
Yep. Another frustrating thing. I just said I wanted to see this hold support, held a support, and I didn't take a long off of it. So could have got at least $200 back on the trade on the day.
Yeah, but I would say you're seeing it much clearer right now, so that bodes well for the rest of the day. Now, if you can get this break of the 8, you're then orb high is 25.75.
Yep.
You pretty much break that, and you're looking at the VWAP test all the way at the near 30.
Yeah. Now what you're looking for might be a good play if it comes back to the 8. What gets me is you got these orders still sitting around this 2250 area.
The support, though.
Yeah. So test off the 8 now. The 8 is at roughly 25.
Nope, she's running.
There's 5 off that 2250. If you're trading at home, if you're keeping track at home, that's $500 with 2 lots. CVD is running, fixing to turn positive. Now, what you look for is you'll look for a retest back down here or a VWAP break. Pretty strong candle there. Still got 20 seconds left on it, but if it closes above this 13, you got to think that it's going to run back up to this area, which would, if you do that, that's a 20-point move. So
huge.
Once again, if you're keeping track at home, that's $2,000. Give me a little test of this 13 now. How about that?
Probably get a VWAP rejection and
VIX
then
is down.
retest of the 13 would be lovely.
Yeah. There's 8 points off that 2250 level. That's $800. That would be a $500 day, folks.
SPY has broken VWAP. So switching over to SPY, you're seeing it broke VWAP. So it's retested VWAP is about 20 cents away. So it's about 2 points on ES. So even though ES is at VWAP, SPY has already broken it.
Well, we were 0 for 1 on the day, and we should be 2-0. Oh, and it just came down. Pay attention, money. All right, let's see here.
So it's coming down to retest VWAP on SPY. I'm gonna keep SPY up on my screen just to see what it does at this VWAP. It can retest and bounce. We got a confirmation.
You can see we got into it here. Our stop is below the 8, so if it breaks down below the 8, we'll cut it really quick. But I would like to trail this. This is not my actual target, so don't freak out, everybody. I don't like the rejection off VWAP it had there. Now we get some nice thunder outside. Is that a sign, Lord?
Yeah, I would say though, look at SPY's chart. Here now you're below VWAP, and now you need to see the bounce here on SPY.
Yeah, SPY's actually hitting it. Looks like the 13 is holding on SPY. Well, now your previous day's close on SPY.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should have waited for this orb test, which would have been a better entry, but the 13 looked like it wanted to hold. You're getting a little bounce on SPY here. So you're seeing us bounce on this. CBD is plus 100.
Oh, look at Tide SPY.
Whoa.
You put premium through a roof. Your call volume rising. Flipping over to holdings, you're not seeing that happen on holdings. We are seeing actually call premium dropping on holdings and general market Tide just grinding higher.
What I've noticed on when you're watching SPY, when you see these big moves on SPY, you get a little delayed reaction on the yes.
Yeah. And so you see SPY's chart, it's wicked so far in this candle off of VWAP. So this candle can keep its formation.
Hey, I'm gonna grab a drink real fast. I'll be right.
Yep.
All right.
Testing beautiful candle on SPY here. I mean, that is what you want to see.
Yeah, we need to break. If we can break VWAP and we can break that 21, realistically, my price target will probably be that 200 there. I think that's a realistic price target. Now, if we start to pop, I definitely will move that with it. You got CBD is plus 500 now. It's not really running away, but it's not it's not falling back either. So got to get this VWAP break. There's the VWAP break. Now we got to get this 21 break. We get this 21 break, we could get a really good pop up to my level here. 33.75. You got a bunch of orders sitting up there. So that's actually a spot to watch. We just went on and took that. I didn't like the rejection on it so far, but I do like what CBD is doing. It's 900. So we want to see a retest back down here of the 8. If we get a retest of the 8, I will probably re-enter. Maybe. We're going to wait and see how this candle plays out. This is not a good candle, so it looks like I was actually brilliant by taking my profit there. But now the 13 is actually holding. Come on, test 8. Test 8. I thought once we got that break of the 21, that VWAP in 21, we were going to run, but it did not like it. CBD is now plus 1,000. 6 and a pop.
I tell you, the SPY chart is helping. Look at my screen. There's your VWAP. Bounced right off of it. 8 curling up. And, you never retested VWAP here so far in this candle. So, I mean, this could get an ugly candle, of course. There's nothing is for certain, but that switching over to SPY to kind of monitor VWAP was a good move here.
Yeah, I got back in at VWAP this time. Let's see if it holds. I got my stop is below the orb high.
So Q's is matching ES. If you look at Q's, it's rejecting VWAP right now, so it's not able to break above it.
Which has not been the case the last couple of days.
No, yeah, it's been definitely the winner.
I don't want this candle to close below VWAP here. I want to close on or above VWAP. CBD's coming back now. This is not a good sign.
Spike and SPY premium, yeah.
But your call premium spike too, which is very interesting, and your volume spiking back up.
Yeah, holdings wise, looking more into the bulls' favor, which makes a little sense given Nvidia's recovery today, still up 3.5%.
Yeah, I'm saying if you look at that, I bet Nvidia. Who's leading the charge on it?
Oh, it's got to be Nvidia. Yeah, 41.
Yeah. Ooh, look at Palantir there.
Hey, Palantir. All right. Oh, Uber's in there. Oh, down here.
I saw Uber all over Twitter last night. So that's why you're getting that pop on Uber. You got all your retail traders are chasing somebody.
It looked like Q's wanted to pop above it. Couldn't quite get the momentum.
Look at ES. It got back above the 21 again, but came right back below it. It's still holding VWAP. Barely. Let's see. Let's look at the VIX.
Yeah. Me and you were thinking the same.
Really?
VIX is dropping as well, but has a little wick on the handle.
Your put premium's coming down on SPY, and then your call premium is just going through the roof.
Yeah, I think you may finally get your
CBD is going to plus 1,200.
Get it.
Let's see. You got these 35. I want to see these continue to move up. It is right on that. We're going to actually, if we can get it there, we'll take it there. 36. That might be a little too much. We'll see. Let's get the pop up. Ooh, that's not a good sign. When you see China is rapidly expanding nuclear forces, says the Pentagon. CBD is now 1,500 plus 1,500. Put premium is spiking. Put premium is spiking. Volume's coming back a little bit. Your call premium is coming back a little bit. On SPY.
Yeah, holdings you got put premium actually falling, so you're getting mixed signals on SPY and holdings.
Push those orders up there. Let's get 600 and call it a day here on this. Give it to me. Makes me think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. What's that movie? You got a tumor. Yes, we got a tumor.
That was a Christmas movie. What? Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
Not a bad one.
We're going to guarantee profit here at this. So guarantee $125 in this trade. And if it comes back to it, guess what? We can re-enter.
VIX with a green candle here at the bottom, and it does look like it was an orb. I don't know what that is actually.
No,
No, it's not an orb.
not an orb.
Looks like a EMA of mine. You know how I love my EMAs.
Yeah, it's going to take us out here. Maybe. It's all right. Like I said, we can re-enter. So we've got most of that $380 back. CVD's come back to plus 1100, so that's actually a little bit of a sign there that it could be taking a breather here for a second.
Well, VIX is also showing you that with this candle.
Yeah, VIX is wicked now. So now what I would like to see is come back and test this 21. Ooh, I don't know if it can come back that far or not. We shall see. 6160, you got 300 orders sitting there right now. I shouldn't have guaranteed my trade there, should I? We're going to close this out. We're not going to wait for it to come back there now. We're going to, wow. Look at premium, call premiums. My gosh.
Flying.
Come on, give me a little more pullback. A little slight more pullback. I actually like it right there now. This might be a bad move.
I'll say that candle's kind of gross.
Well, I'm watching book maps while I'm watching. They come down. You got 200 orders sitting right here on this level.
Yeah.
And they can't take those 200 out. And it's actually been on it a couple. I say that. They just took them out. So now we could see a pullback to 29, 25. We should be right around here. So we'll see what happens here.
A little cool on the put premium and on the call premium. This is on SPY. On the holdings, you had put premium really drop, and call premium just keeps ticking up. In general market, similar kind of story, but the theme here is the tide is suggesting a more bullish lean. Doesn't mean in short term you can't have the down moves and the up moves and all that stuff, but for the overall day, which is not uncommon given FOMC's later today, everybody's always pretty bullish on J-Powell, especially on rate cuts. Pending. So you're getting those bets getting set. Nvidia did come back a hair, had a nice pop to start the day, 135.75, and it's now testing VWAP here at 134.45. Apple is kind of recovering from its drop earlier, so you can see Apple's getting close to maybe going flat on the day, which would obviously help any long positions. Microsoft, again, kind of a similar story, went down. Now it's testing up. It's under 450, so that may be a pretty tricky number to break. However, it's Microsoft, so it could be on its way. Google tried to make a move up, and it's now kind of coming back down a little bit, so keeping an eye on that. And we switch over to Amazon.
I'm finna get a VWAP test here.
Yeah.
Nice bounce off VWAP, though, on ES so far. If they can pop it back up.
Let's take a look at also SPY. So your SPY here, your VWAP, your 8 is now above your VWAP.
Is that your 200 I see on there?
This yellow, yeah.
Yeah, look at you. Proud dad moment right here, folks.
I try to listen. It's hard, but I try.
Of 200, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue with the 200. Got so many. I can make an argument for the 5 because it tests the 5 all the time.
Yeah,
but it does not test the 200 very often. When it does, that level usually is pretty pretty good. So
Yeah.
nice move off VWAP here so far. So if we can get any continuation at all, CBD it came all the way back to 400 and it's popped back to 1200 plus 1200 now. So
Wow.
you're seeing call premiums and put premiums pop on SPY. I want to see that volume come in and rip this bad boy higher. Go take me out here, and then we'll go outside and look at the rain for 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's having trouble with that 8. Or sorry, the 21.
Yeah.
And the 200 is at what? What is your sell at? 35, 36?
It's right on the 200.
Okay.
Right on that 200. You got orders right above that. That's why I got it there. You got, oh, they just dropped them. I don't like that. You had about 700 orders right above that. And they just came right back to it. So just can't get the break up that I'm looking for. I want to see this break up. I mean, once it broke this 21, held VWAP there, I thought we might get this push all the way back up to that 200, but so far it has not done it yet. You're going to move that stop.
Oh, wow.
What?
Look at your holdings on put premium. Now just nosediving below the 0 line. Your SPY, though, you're getting an increase in put premium. But yeah, those holdings.
What I noticed yesterday, Roy, and today, I know you said you like looking at holdings, and I thought I would like looking at holdings. SPY is the one that, that's the one that basically that's what we're trading. Yes, we're trading this.
Right.
So you're seeing it play out a lot more with SPY than you are the other ones. Because yesterday, when we were getting that drop down, holding and general market tide was way in favor of the bulls. SPY was holding that in favor of the bears the whole time, and you could see it play out. And when we got that pop, you actually saw it play out on there because it popped back up on the SPY. So
interesting.
Plus 1600. They need to move these damn orders up at 35. I need those to move up so it can pop up here and there. As long as those orders stay there, it's not popping up there. You got roughly 1,000 orders from 34.50 to 35.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you got 400, 300, 200. It's 450, 300, 250. So it's 1,000 orders. We are doing what we've done in the past, though. We're kind of flagging here. Those flags have played out over the last couple of weeks. We just haven't been smart enough to trade them.
Yeah, flagging above VWAP.
Yeah, that's a good sign. That is a good sign. CBD is just chilling, though. Anywhere from plus 15 to plus 13. It's not really moving. We need to see it pop up around 2,000 or plus 2,000. That shows you that you got buyers stepping in. And it just popped 1,700, and you see we got a little move there. So see if we can. They move these orders. If you look back at my chart, you can see they have moved these orders up to right here where my settle is. I want to see these get up to about 37.50, and then that would probably take them out. But moving them back down again. Plus 1,800, 1,700. It's coming a flood here, just so everybody knows. You can feel a little chill in the air. It's been warm in the 60s. Like, the low and high has been pretty much on top of each other. Like, I think yesterday, the high was 62, the low was 60. When do you see that? Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, we're in like 60s in the morning and then highs like low 70s. It's like, really? Week before Christmas?
Yeah, I got Christmas going to be, I think, hell warm.
Yeah. We got playoff football this weekend, man.
playoff. Oh, that's right, we do, don't we?
Yeah,
Which is weird because they're
very
gonna be in
weird.
weird.
Yeah,
Look and see what
got
channel, who's doing what.
I think Friday it kicks it
First
off,
one.
right?
Yeah, Indiana, Notre Dame, and that game will be televised on ABC. SMU Penn State will be televised on TNT
Interesting.
and Max. So they're going to try some streaming with it. Yeah, it's very interesting. I was watching I don't know if anybody watched the match last night. It was Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau versus Scotty Scheffler and Roy McIlroy. And they were advertising. I sent Roy a text in. I was like, what? Wait. The games are on TNT and Max or TBS and Max. What the heck? Like, this is weird. Like, it's got to be on something. I've never seen anything outside of the ABC family, ESPN, all that big jazz. So,
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get like an inside the college football type show from
I'm
TNT.
assuming.
That'd be pretty good. See what they do.
Oh, so Charles Barkley was on the commentary on the match last night, and just some stuff he says is just really stupid. Some stuff is just gold. And Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka, they both are on the Live tour, right?
Yeah.
And both of them hit shots into the crowd. And without missing a beat, Chuck said, well, imagine that. Live players trying to kill Americans. And the broadcast was just quiet. And he's like, yeah, not surprised they're trying to kill Americans. And he just kept doubling down on it. And I'm like, oh my
God. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I always said I love Chuck. He's great.
Chuck is so good.
I think it was Trevor Ullman or somebody got him. They were talking about something. They were Rory and Scotty was talking about Rory talking about taking creatine. He takes creatine before workouts, and then he actually takes some creatine, like drinks some creatine right out throughout the day. And Roy's like, "Hey, what y'all talking about?" I mean, Chuck's like, "Hey, what y'all talking about? I want to know what y'all talking about." And they talked about it. One of them said, "Hey, does creatine and Ozempic work together, Chuck?" I got you again, Chuck. I got you again.
I always loved his honesty because he could easily fall victim to some of these narratives, and he's always been that way his whole life, though. I mean, he says what he thinks, and
we scaled one out there, so we're actually green on the day right now.
Yay!
So another funny thing he said something. He said was talking about a 6-hour round, and then they was like, "What? How do you have a 6-hour round?" And he's like, "Well, you got 3.5 hours for golf, and then you got 2 hours for the 19th hole, which is the most important hole of the day. And then after you leave the 19th hole, it's going to take you at least 30 minutes to get home because you got to try to speed." And I'm like, "Oh." And I'm just sure there's some executives at TNT that are just rolling their head like, "What? You can't say this stuff, Chuck."
I think it was I can't remember. There was an Ivy League school. I want to say Harvard, but don't quote me on that. Years ago, it was like 10 years ago, and they had done a study and said that African Americans are being targeted on foul calls in the NBA by a disproportionate amount. Chuck said they asked him about it. Chuck was like, "This is the stupidest study I've ever seen in my life." They said, "Tell me the percentages of African Americans in the NBA." It's like 94% or something crazy. And he's like, "Of course they're going to get more foul calls on them. They're 94% of the players." Right. He just ripped up the study. I said, "Thank you, Chuck, for thinking."
We want to move this stop up. We're going to guarantee this trade green. It might stop us out here. Like I said, we always can re-enter. It is struggling at the 200, which we kind of thought. I took profit on one early.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, I probably should take profit about right here to guarantee at least $200 from the trade. Gets that'll get us $200 on the day. Not $200 from the trade. That's actually these last couple trades will get us about $600 on the last two trades. There it is, 202.60.
Lovely, man. Lovely.
How? Yes, that is 100% right, Howie. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I've always been a big proponent of hearing other people talk the way they believe and not so much because when people are comfortable and they talk, you actually know the person that they are. Now, you shouldn't judge people constantly on what they say, but you should be open minded to hear what they're trying to say.
Well, y'all should love me because I say what I think a lot.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
I haven't noticed that.
I don't want to offend him. Yeah, of course you hadn't. CBD plus 2,700. Now I'm kicking myself in the ass for taking this profit, but it is what it is. How's everybody else doing today?
Yeah, I took a long on there, and I got a good win. Don't get me wrong, I got a good win, but I meant my combine is $31 away from passing. I thought I had done the math right. I did not do the math right. So now I'm $31 away.
I think we're going to leave this open. We're going to move to a combine. See if we can. Now combines, I trade 5 lots at a time. Everybody knows this. This is no secret. But I try to trade it like I trade my other one. Instead of trying to get $500, I try to get $1,000 per trade. So, Roy, I am going to get up and walk out for a second before I do something stupid. I'm trying to be disciplined. We are testing the 200, and I do not want to take a long off this 200 right now.
Perfect.
I'll be right back.
I'll go through some stuff. Market tide, you got general tide is just trending down on the puts, and you've got call volume rising. So the general market is liking what it's seeing for a long position. Same story on the holdings, which obviously is dominated by the Mag 7. If we go to the individual SPY, you're seeing a little bit of an uptick on the put side here, but call volume is still in control on just SPY, the ETF. So these are holdings are all the companies in the SPY. SPY is just the ETF, so it's just looking at that one ticker. So going back to the charts, we'll see as we see we're kind of testing that 200 now. Get a wick off of the top Bollinger Band. You are getting a bend up on the Bollinger Band, and a bend. These are important. I mean, it's basically the same thing as getting a bend up on VWAP. So you're in this kind of mode. You're above VWAP. You're getting a bend above VWAP. So your dips, you want to see how it handles some of these levels. So if you get kind of that retest of this orb high, which is 31, or sorry, yesterday's orb high, which is 31.50, VWAP, of course, 31, and then or 30, and then 31.25 for the 8 currently. So got a lot of quote unquote support or areas of interest here in that 32 to 30 range. Looking over at Mag 7, you got Apple's continuing to climb itself out of the gutter. It's now down only 0.19%. NVIDIA is back above 135, pushing higher at 3.6%. Microsoft still down 1%. It's battling at 450. So it looks, you can see it got it. Tested the 5-day moving average and got slight rejection at 450. So that's the magic number there. Google's recovering. It went green for a hair and it's now back red. We'll see if it can continue a march up. Excuse me. Amazon still can't quite get the recovery it needs, but it's trying. It's doing its darndest to keep moving up. It's only down 50 cents on the day, 0.23%. Meta, nice recovery on Meta, had a drop and then a big push up. Now it's kind of hanging out above its orb high, up 0.5%. And Tesla, of course, the dip has been bought as it was down at the 461 level. It's already up $11 from the low. and actually on its way to an okay day. Bitcoin still hovering around 104,000. Not seeing a lot of strength here on Bitcoin, but it's been on a tear. With that, coin has died 303. So again, 310 is that level with coin. If it cannot hold that 310, it tends to get pretty nasty pretty quick. The market is green, so AMD is red. I know AMD just went green again, but it is, again, just cannot get the same momentum as the other AI plays are. Looking through anything else, Dixie's back over 107. This has been the area that it just can't quite break above, but we're keeping an eye on that as that can have ramifications on the market. Dixie will, of course, move on Jay Powell's press conference later today, so we're keeping an eye on that. Looking at SPY, this was really the chart of the day, in my opinion, for us ES traders. Of course, ES mimics SPY, but we had broken VWAP, retested VWAP, and never broke below it. So that kind of gave you the signal that if you wanted to go long, you had a good spot, and your stop could have been below VWAP to kind of give you a safer trade. And technically, you could be riding a little candle by candle push up, or just keeping the stop really as you move it up to the EMAs. So SPY was a very good chart for us today. As you see, you get a bounce off the 200. Welcome back, money, and getting a push higher. So is this a sign of ready for the next leg up?
Possibly. You was expecting more there, but I'm thinking. I'm looking and thinking.
I don't mind that.
Not yet. I want to see these orders around 39 to 40. I want to see them move up. Because you got those same 1,000 orders pretty much are still chilling there. But look, today, you don't normally get excited over a $200 day. But the way my last few weeks have been, and the fact that I was able to read it right this morning and actually trade it right this morning, except one exception, which if I wouldn't have had my stop so tight, which I'm still talking about that, even though I said I wasn't going to. And Howie's got a great 0.618 on ES. So let's look at this move here. So it just broke the 618 from pre-market, from this high to this low. So you could 61.41. If you look at 61.41, there's orders sitting at 61.41. So not surprised. And Howie said it right. I just didn't read your thing right. He said it right. So we're just above the 618 on ES from pre-market high. There you go. We're at the 618 on NQ. VIX is coming down. So might not be a bad spot to take along here. CBD is just still chilling. That's what's kind of keeping me from taking along here, to be honest with you. If it was higher, but I mean, we're just at 1,800 still, where we've been all morning once we got there. So if it comes back and tests the 200, which is about 36, I probably will take along on this combine. See if we can get us a little bit, but it's got to come back and test that first. I'm not just going to get in randomly. If it can come back to that and hold CBD here, it would be great. SPY, you are seeing on Tide, you did see call premium dip, but it's popping back up. And you saw put premium dip. Pop, now it's coming back. Your volume is still in on the plus side, but I'm going to tell you, the volume is not a lot. We're looking at 50,000. That's nothing. I mean, we're used to seeing, 100,000 plus. So,
yeah, Look at general market though. You're getting a spike in call premium. So again, the appetite to buy the dip is there.
Oh wow, yeah. And that call volume. So now you look at the call volume of market, you're looking at 300,000, which is more in line of what we want to see.
Yeah.
Nvidia, I'm at top impact charts. Nvidia, Tesla, Qs, Pelotar, whatever they are, SPY, MSTR, QUBT. What is QUBT?
Quibbits. That's the quantum.
Yeah.
One old lead called out like a week and a half
Did
ago.
Ledge call it? And I know Ledge taking credit. For
You know.
Man said he's going to frame the chart because it was perfect.
All man's. He's been good on his swings.
I love how Ledge said, "I'm not taking advice from somebody called Mans," and I want the smart ass in me wanted to respond back like, "You know my ass, so you can't say a word." And if you're watching this Nvidia, my gosh, look at the daggone. So if you go to a top net impact chart, go to top your market, general market title. I want to show everybody this. And then just scroll. You don't have it on there. So there's one that's called top impact chart.
There you go.
That's what I want to see. And look at Nvidia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, 60, over 60, 80, almost 80 million.
Yeah.
And it just moved. It just moved.
Yeah, I mean, pop on it, yes.
Wow.
There's a good account I follow on Twitter. Banana is his name. He's very good at big cap stocks, and he said, "Are they making it so obvious that you want to buy the dip on the best company out there with this drop heading into the Santa rally?"
Well, the crazy thing about it, you called it yesterday. You had Jim Cramer saying, "Hold on, don't buy yet," because Cramer, we all know Cramer's an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know how that guy has had a show and gets all the pundits love him.
Yeah.
To be wrong so much.
Well, he's the poster child of buy and hold, really. I mean,
true.
He dang.
Whoa.
Wow. Well, Howie, 618 held up.
Well, it held up wrong. So
yeah. Well, you had to close above it, and it just went for it.
Guess what CBD's at now?
What's that?
Plus 3,000.
Yeah.
And what I tell you, I said if CBD can break 2,000, we get a pop. Well, there you go.
There's your holdings. Puts continue to drop. Calls continue to rise. A SPY, you had a spike in call premium, a slight dip in put premium, actually slight uptick. But yeah, you're seeing the appetite now to buy the big boys coming into play. I mean, Nvidia is ripping now, almost 136.
Hey, don't you ask about Nvidia calls?
I do. I have 133 calls for February. Yeah. So when I bought them, Nvidia was at 129. So we're having a good day over here on that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So like to see a move down to the top Bollinger Band, 138, 61, 38, 25. Let's see a bounce. But you're not in like severe overbought territory here, so you still got room.
Give a crap about that.
Still got room on this move.
You still have room. CBD's come back to 27. A little surprising it's come back some. I thought we was going to start running with it, but it didn't. Of course, you see ES is kind of chilling here. I'm wanting some kind of pullback. I would love it to pull back to that 618, Howie, and that would definitely be a spot to long in this combine. It's really frustrating now. If I would have held that long in the XFA, we'd be like plus 500 right now. So it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, thinking of the long from the VWAP.
Yeah, nah. Think of the long from this down here that I said. If we break back above this, it came back and tested 2250, perfect. You've got almost 20 points off that move.
Yep.
That's the frustrating part. And we caught it. It's not like we didn't see it and say it, hey. And it came down to the tick on it and bounced.
That's good though. The important thing is we saw it. Now the next time we'll play it.
Well, now you're looking up here. If we get up here, do we break above 48, 47.25? That's your spot you're looking. If we reject there, dare I say we short?
Heading into Powell, probably not a bad idea.
It's 9:40, so we still got a few more hours till we get Powell. So hope you guys have been entertained today. We've talked about everything from Live, Saudi Arabia to Barkley to
college football playoff.
Yeah. Anything else you want to discuss?
I think it's historical, right, with the Notre Dame game not being broadcast by NBC at Notre Dame.
First game on Friday at home in Notre Dame Stadium since 1900.
Wow.
And they won, I think it was 5-3.
Oh, barn burner. So
yeah.
I think you'd sent me that and said you didn't think it was going to be this close this time.
Yeah. I think we'll have a little more scoring, hopefully, than 5-3.
I do like Notre Dame's coach. I think he's a good coach. Marcus Freeman. I think I'm a sucker for that video when he got hired and he walked in and told his team he got hired.
Speaking of college football, you see Lane Kiffin is back being the portal king.
Wow, you guys cleaning up?
I think it's 8 commitments. Of course, we're ranked number 1 in the portal recruiting rankings again, and we got a 4-star cornerback from Auburn yesterday, got a 4-star running back, got a 4-star receiver, got a 4-star defensive lineman.
Wow.
Yeah, he is just masterful in the portal. You can say what you want to, and there was a state guy, I guess, Jackson Arnold, who ended up signing with Auburn. He was visiting Mississippi State, and of course, this state guy said, "Oh, Jeff Levy has pushed Kiffin in the locker and taken over the portal king." I'm like, well, 1, it's 1 player. 2, he didn't even sign. They got your boy, your freshman quarterback from Florida State. He committed yesterday.
Oh, did he to Mississippi State?
Yeah.
He has a lot of hype, and hopefully he does well. But
I love the Florida State fans. They're like, so wait a second, you were underdeveloped at Florida State, so you go to Mississippi State. I'm waiting for Harry to chime in here because he's not watching today because State, they suck. So Harry, if you're there, sorry, you suck. Your team sucks. Oh, give me a pullback at least to 6140.
I was going to say, do you want the 6141 or do you want the 6140?
I want to pull back to 6140, then I will long it on this combine and try to pop up to 47. 7-point move. You got 5 ES. That's $250 per. So you know, put about a $1,500 move would be great. I would feel fantastic, but we got to get the pullback that I want. I'm not chasing. CVD's holding 3,600 now plus, so good luck.
Nvidia is just going for it, man. 136.10.
And I hate to say this, but I think what you might see here in a minute, you might see Tesla catch up with it, and
I think so.
the fun crowd. Tesla was down like $10, and now they've made $4 of it back up.
Apple green, Nvidia green, Google green, Meta green. Only the laggards now are Microsoft, Amazon, and Tesla.
Amazon is so close to being green; it's crazy.
Yeah, so you're
They're
getting
43 cents off.
this whole market is just happy. Happy day for the markets.
So, Roy, if you are watching today, one thing you're not seeing so far is chop.
Yeah,
You got 2 really great moves so far. You got a really great move down and a really great move to erase that whole downward move. And it's about the same time frame. It's not, you're not seeing, I mean, that move down was a lot more dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
This move up has just been steady.
Yeah, it's been pretty much a crystal clear candidate for candle by candle.
Yeah, so you had it here, right? And it came back and tested, I mean, almost perfect. And from 31.75, you got into 43. So a 12-point move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take that every day.
Getting a little red here, 61.41.
Yeah, it's right at the bottom of that zone where it's rejected at. But as long as CBD's holding 35, SPY tide is a little bit interesting. You saw a dip and a pop back up on call premiums and put premiums are kind of moving together right now if you look at them.
Yeah.
That volume's actually ticking down a slight little bit. That's interesting. Ooh, that's the holdings. Holdings is just showing, it's just bullish as bullish can be.
Yeah. Again, I think it's dominated by the big boys.
It is, but I tell you, if you go back and you look at tide, you look at it the SPY tide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the SPY one. There's your market. That's what MS. You see that drop, you see that pop, you had it open, which you got coincided with that drop, right? And then that drop now it's coincided with this pop back up. I mean, you could about reverse that and put it on here, and it's the same. It's the ES chart.
Yep.
Hey, I need to run to the restroom for 1 minute. And I'll be right back. Won't be long.
Cool, dude. So we're keeping an eye on ES. It did have a slight pullback to 41.50 and then popped. So didn't quite get to 41. I actually had a long order at 41 and it said we're off to the races. So now it's approaching its pre-market high, which is 47.25. We'll see how it handles that. Frustrating. Missed me by a tick. A couple ticks. We're looking around. Amazon looks like it wants to go green. Down 21 cents, 0.09%. If it can go green. Tesla still has a long way, but $5 on Tesla is not much nowadays. So it can get that in a heartbeat as it is approaching its high day. So it's massive recovery on Tesla here. $14.
Yeah, and when I said about Tesla a minute ago, it was actually $6 now. So
Wow.
$1.50 in what, less than 5 minutes? Dicker said, man, I took profit way too early in this mount. Yep, we both did, Dickard. Howie said he's late for work. See you tomorrow. Howie.
Take it easy, Howie.
I didn't know you had work, Howie. I thought you were the work. Maybe you are the work and you're late for your employees to be there.
So now you're approaching the high. You've basically completed this cup, this recovery from pre-market.
That's a V. That's a V-shaped recovery, by the way.
That's a V-shaped recovery. Yes. So what are we looking for now? We're looking for the break of this. We're looking for a rejection.
You're looking for that trend. If it gets back in that above that trend, see that trend line from overnight that it didn't like. Well, guess what? It had a magnet on it, brought it all the way back up to it.
Wow.
CVD is still just 34, 35, 33. It's not running. It's not going crazy. It's kind of mimicking the chart, just slow and steady move up. Slow and steady, slow and steady. Do we have we've only got one person left. We've missed Wait for the Zone. Where's he been?
Yeah, I don't know.
I went to call him out. I guess he's too busy watching, maybe too busy watching Top Step TV instead of us. Hurt our feelings.
Well, for being honest, look at that rejection. It wasn't much. What?
3,000 CVD. CVD is coming back a little bit here, so I'm not saying that we get a turn back down, but it just broke 3,000. Now it's 2,900. Roy Easy's here with us. Man, it's ripped. It sure had crazy. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Haven't had a weigh in yet. Yeah, you had to be cautious for sure. Back up here testing this trend again. What do we do with this trend? It is struggling to break back above it, but we might get it this time. There it is. I would draw a trend line on this one, but I mean, if you was to draw a trend line, I'm going to show you.
Go vertical.
Straight up. That's not really doing a whole lot of good there.
I had a long for 41 even, and it got to 41.50. Oh well.
Wait, you took it at 41.50?
I had a long at 41, and it got down to 41.50.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
I thought you said you had a long at 41 and you took 41.50. I was going to say, what, you took 2 ticks? Are we back to that, Roy, again?
Times are tough, Monty.
No. Shit. Wow, look at this. So from that 2250 area, there is 25
points. And I would argue stress-free 25 points. You took no heat.
Look, here's the deal. Could I have done things a little bit differently? Yes. But when I decided to actually go candle by candle on it, as I put my stop here, and of course it came right back, got it, and ripped back up.
Yeah.
Every other candle, except right here, it has been stress-free if you were along.
Yeah.
Every single one. I don't even know what to look for right now.
Yeah, I mean, we got to zoom. We got to look left, right? Of course, but.
And Roy says, yeah, damn, that VWAP test earlier was perfect. It absolutely was. Roy Easy, I'm gonna be honest with you. We've had a lot of tests. It's been perfect this morning. I still go back to this one. This is my biggest miss of the day right here. Yeah. Came up and we called it and said, hey, if it comes back and holds this 2250, got to look for longs. Well, we didn't get in until we got up here when it broke up because I just kept being chicken. I said, I want to break here, and I want to break here, and then came back testing, and then I finally got in. But if I would just set my order there, Can't complain. I've had a green day today. I have not had a green day since Friday. This feels like a huge win for me, and it's to the point where I don't think I'm going to trade that XFA again today. I'm just going to make $200 on it, and then we'll come back tomorrow and try to do the same thing again tomorrow, but try to hold it to get what we want to get out of it. Now, what you got to look for is you got to look for this trend. If this trend holds, to take it long off the trend, but we got to get at least a pull back to about 40 right here.
Right here, yeah. I mean, right here was where I was looking.
Try to get $1,000 out of it if we can. We got in it. It might break down here. If we lose 500, it's a combine. I will definitely have no issues with re-entering a combine. I'm actually going to move this stop right there. Give it a tad bit more room than just a normal $500. And we're not giving it a lot of room. Basically, you're giving it a 3-point move here. Roy, I'm going to be a little hard-headed here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right there would be a better spot for the stop. Because you've seen if it comes back, it might come back and take that out, but then it might not. It might bounce right there. So I would hate to be taken out on that level and then it bounce right back up. So, like I said, this is a combine, so we can do it a little bit differently.
High a day, 48 passes 2 combines for me. So,
Roy, I'm gonna tell you, 6160.
mm-hmm.
Let's
That's
go
the spot.
there. Look right there.
Could be the J-PAL spot.
Could be. We're going to get a little bit aggressive with this. We're going to move this up to see if we can get 3,000 on the day with it. We're going to let this trade play out. So we're either going to lose 875 or we're going to make 3,000.
Real easy. Just needs 240 to pass a combine.
Come on, give the man 240. Give the man 240.
Let's get it.
If we get this next candle, if we break above that high, I think at that point, then you can move your stop to that 43.75 area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to try to leave just enough room where hopefully if it does pull back, it doesn't stop us out and run. But this, you could see a pullback because you got CBDs coming back to 2,200 now. So you could see a nice pullback here.
Yeah, reaction to the line, right?
Yep. And look, I'm going to take this trade that I'm in right now. I would take it where I took it at 9 out of 10 times probably. So if we get stopped out, we just get stopped out.
Amazon's gone green. Tesla's $2.72 away.
Ooh, SPY put premium just dropped. Huge drop. So let's see if we get a follow-up here in just a minute. Your call premium dropped with it. Not as much as the put premium did, but your put premium went too low a day, below low a day.
Whoa.
Yeah. And if you want to pull that up and show it.
Yank.
Yeah. Very interesting move there.
Yeah.
Especially with ES coming back some here. We've said this before. It's typically a little bit delayed on these moves. You see it happen there, then you see the opposite move here. So, but we got to go up to high days. CBD is now 20, dropped to 2,000. Now it's back to 2,100. So watching Bookmap close. Bookmap still has got a ton of orders at 47.50 to 50. And like I said, these are the orders you're going to watch to move, right? These are your moving orders. These orders are not staying where they're at. They're moving up and down. You saw just then they moved up a little bit while I'm talking. The one that gets me though, you got these orders sitting right here that there's a reason that many orders sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we definitely hit 6160, but man, it's a good chance. And look, if we would have left the stop on that candle, that would have stopped us out on the tick. That's why we moved it down below this one. And this trade still might not play out. I'm not saying this is definitely play out, but I like it if you break this high here. You break this high, that's 52.75, which is yesterday's high. Is that yesterday's high?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they fixed it. That is yesterday's high now. There we go. So that would actually be a spot to watch where it could reject that if it does get that high. You're seeing orders on that level too. So I think we can move this up a little bit now. Not much. Don't want to move it too much and take it out when we don't need it to be taken out. But we are testing this, getting back above this trend line here. And what you would love to see is it just to ride this trend line up.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That would be the perfect scenario. I don't need it to, if it gets a big gap and it pops all of a sudden, those moves are typically not sustainable.
Right.
Sometimes they are, but typically they're not. So you have to be careful with it. And you got this big cluster right here, 6150 now. We've been tracking these 1,000 orders, and you can see they're up here now, where earlier they were way down here. So 2,500 CBD now. It's going back up. Can it get back above 3,000? It's going to need to get back above 3,000 to have this move that we want to have.
Nvidia had a slight dip, but it looked like it's recovered. It was dipping below 136. Now it's just kind of riding the 8. So that's a pretty healthy formation that's happening on Nvidia. Apple has hit a new high a day. It's kind of has a wick at the top here, so we'll see how this candle closes. But it's not a good looking candle. Initially, you've got Amazon battling its orb low from, I don't know what that doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's an incorrect orb low, but keeping an eye on Mag 7 as they all kind of continue their trend up.
Hey, I got some SEC news for you if you want to hear it. Like, I'm talking about SEC football conference news.
Okay, all right.
Netflix has announced a new series following the 2024 SEC college football season. It's scheduled to be released in the summer of 2025. And of course, on their release is a picture of Lane Kiffin. It's going to be called Drive to Survive.
Okay. They
are money maker. That conference is a money maker. So look at your tide and your SPY tide. So you had it. Your put premiums are still drilling down.
Yeah.
Getting this pullback here. I don't like this pullback. It's probably going to stop us out, but it is right here. Did. Really surprised. CBD's come back below 2,000. If this thing could get me a pullback to this 8, oh my gosh.
Well, the 8 just updated, and I think it, at least on my Top Step X, it's battling the ribbon on ES. The ribbon's gotten super wide.
Yeah. I want to test the actual 8 though, not your ribbon.
Yeah.
I don't give two shits about your ribbon.
The ribbon's good. The ribbon likes you.
The ribbon is pretty good, but I want to see, for me to have good confirmation, I want to see the 8 test. I want to see that 8 test. And of course, it stops us out and then pops right back up. That's how life works.
I added one on that drop, so I need 61.47.25 to pass.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get it, sir.
Got 2 ticks away. Go.
Yeah, did not. Oh my gosh, look at call premiums on the SPY. Woo.
Spike. Slight spike up.
That trend line is just. Do I need to delete the trend line?
I may request it here shortly.
Huh. Oh, this is so wrong. Somebody says move over Game of Thrones. Yellowstone now has the worst finale ever. I do not agree with that. I actually really enjoy the finale. You saw my comments on the finale, and I didn't even tell you what happened.
No, I don't have a clue.
I thought it was phenomenal.
I think it's just popular now to kind of be a negative critic.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, it's you had the ending you had, but without giving anything away, you actually set up some spinoff shows. I thought pretty good off of it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but what do I know? What do I know? Not much of anything. And we're getting hit again with spammers on YouTube comments.
No, that means they're getting popular.
Yeah, well, we need some of these spammers to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
We're stuck
40.
at 400. CBD's come back to 1,800.
Yeah, this top wick is not attractive on this candle. It didn't break higher than the previous candle. And so you're seeing selling pressure clearly at the pre-market high.
Yeah, well, you're seeing this whole lot. There's a reason we drew this zone here.
Yeah.
And that zone is holding like a champ. But one positive thing about it, it's not really breaking down off of it. So are we flagging again? Looks like we're flagging again. What do we say about flagging?
Yeah. It's been playing out.
But I'm not ready to take a long yet. Ugh. Tesla is now $2.50 away from being green.
Yeah. It looks like Google, Amazon, and Apple.
Yeah.
Holy Nvidia. I just looked at that. 4.75%.
Yeah. Just wait till Tesla joins the crowd with it and pops green.
Ugly candle here.
Very ugly candle here. That's actually back-to-back ugly candles here. 1,400. You got 40, 250 to 40. If you look here, this cluster here, you got that's going to be more than 1,000 orders sitting right here. So, kind of what we're watching, that level right there to hold. Oh, excuse me. Give me the 8 test. And then pop for my boy Roy over there. Hope you don't have your stop loss on the 8.
No. It's a few points below it.
We need to move these now. There you go. So, in order to be a strong trend, we have to hold this 23.6 level at 41. And then you would look for it to hold 36.75. If those two can hold, this trend is still a strong trend to the upside. I know that 38.2 is not one you want to hear.
Do not, no, but it does look like that would be the ideal spot.
Oh, here's Elizabeth Warren saying something else again. Elon Musk owns SpaceX, Tesla, and X and is a major government contractor. As, quotes, co-president, he can steer billions of federal dollars toward his own companies. How can we be sure what he's whispering to Trump is good for the country, not just good for himself? Of course, and if anybody's paid attention, Trump responded back to her and called her Pocahontas and said Pocahontas is a career politician who listens to her anyway. He's not really wrong with that either, though. I mean, besides the Pocahontas claim, if you've ever looked at Elizabeth Warren, she said she claims to be Native American. I'm not saying she didn't have Native American blood in her because I have some in me, but I mean the majority of her blood is Caucasian.
Yeah. Now the Musk dynamic is causing a little bit of chaos because it's unconventional, right? But people voted for unconventional. So
I don't know how somebody can go from being the darling of the left to the most hated person by the left overnight as much as Elon Musk has.
yeah.
He is despised by the left.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say the things that they want him to say, so
One thing about Musk, he does not shy away from his opinions.
no.
And I respect that. I respect anybody that does that. Like, you
Yeah.
know, speak your mind. We talked about this earlier with Chuck. You know, it's hard to find people that are not scared to speak their mind, and Elon Musk is definitely not scared to speak his mind.
Yeah, and there again, it kind of comes back to it is it's okay to speak your mind, and when you do that, there are going to be times where you're not correct. It's being able to hold the conversation and not freak out, which I think Musk has done a good job of holding a conversation with people, even on stuff that he may not be right on.
Yep.
He's not afraid to say what he believes. He's not afraid to be wrong either, which is kind of a good
Exactly.
attribute, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. The thing I hate is when people they speak just to speak, or they speak just to appease a side.
Right.
Move this down below that. Below those orders. This might drill down. CBD's come way back, so this is probably a losing gamble here. But being a combine, we will risk a little bit on it to take a chance. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear TikTok's appeal.
Wow.
So interesting. My biggest thing, and somebody made this comment. So, like, we're so worried about TikTok. Well, everybody's like, well, it's a Chinese owned company. Okay. Where do you think Apple and Google and Meta, who do you think they sell your information to?
Yeah.
So just because they can get your information free, you don't like it, but as long as somebody sells it to them, you're good with it.
Right.
I don't agree with the ban person. I don't think that we should ban because this is so and so. Well, if people want to use it and people want to give them their information, let them use it and let them give their information.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say you've been duped by it. I mean, it's pretty public known that.
Well, that, and then also, I mean, how much land does China own in America right now?
Right.
We had no problem with that. I have more of an issue with China buying farmland in America than I do with TikTok.
TikTok.
But
Yeah.
that's just me, I guess. I guess I'm fuddy-duddy or something. I don't know what I am.
Yeah, I got stopped out on that little drop, which
Yeah.
take a little break and try and get my money back on the combine, not on the funded accounts.
That is a good idea. We're in this long. I'm going to be honest with you. CBD's come all the way back to almost zero. I am not a fan of this long.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should go on and cut it before it breaks the 13. But as long as it's over 13, I will keep it there. Top Senate Republican McConnell urges the Supreme Court not to delay TikTok ban, calling First Amendment arguments meritless and unsound. Okay, McConnell. McConnell is a buddy day. And look, I've been talking about the left. Well, McConnell's on the right, and I'm not a fan of McConnell either. So,
wow, look at it recover.
Yeah.
Back to the 8. That was
gotta break up though. Gotta break that 8. Well, now we're sitting here. I'm getting hungry now that I'm thinking about breakfast. That recovery was short-lived there, Roy.
Yes, it was. Whoa.
Yeah, it's going to take us out. We'll back up and punt now. Let's take a break to 10:20. 7 minute break. Force myself to take a break because I would go straight in short if I could do anything else. And I don't want to go straight in short here.
Well, you said it has to hold.
That would be perfect right there, wouldn't it? Woo!
Yeah.
But we can't get there. I don't know. We said it before. These big moves are usually not sustainable. So,
yeah.
Are we going to have a N-shaped, not recovery, but what do you call it, breakdown? Had the V-shaped recovery, now N-shaped breakdown. We're making stuff up as we go here, folks.
No, nothing wrong with that.
You know what? I mean, somebody had to make it up the first time, right?
Exactly.
I mean, can you imagine the first person that was looking at charts and said, you know what, that looks like a teacup with a little handle right here. I bet this thing pops here. Can you imagine the old school way, having to watch the tape and looking at charts and trying to figure it out without the technology we have today?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, there's a reason why this stuff is named after these people it's named after.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at, Wyckoff, and then you got who was the guy that did the NASDAQ? Was it NASDAQ? It's something weird. Like, you're looking like, oh, that makes sense. Like, you were the first one to do this. And you could go in a deep rabbit hole on the first time doing everything. Like, who's the first person to ever drink milk?
Right.
You look at a cow like, you know what? I think we could drink that.
And then not only drink it, then forge all these other things off of it.
Right. Hey, if you shake it enough, you can make cheese out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, let it mold, and then you can eat it and cut the mold off of it. That's a great idea. Well, here we come with this on the 50. I did not think we were going to do that.
Yeah, that was an aggressive move down.
Yep. And also, you're getting a pop with the VIX coming up to test the 200.
Mm,
We just drove straight through the 200 here on this.
yeah, yeah.
This is why
Well,
I
your instinct was to go short right away, and that would have proved to be very correct.
yeah. So my instinct was to go short, but then I'm gonna try along here on a practice account. This is why we have a practice account to see if it holds up on this VWAP and pop back up to this high, this candle here. I'm gonna tell you, if you're looking at SPY tide,
Mm-hmm.
it is not. Oh my gosh, CBD is negative 2,000.
Wow.
Now let's see if we can chase on this. And we won't look at this again for a while. We still got 2.5 minutes, which is probably really good now because I definitely want to chase. Definitely want to chase. I'm not going to. I got some sausage balls in the refrigerator calling my name. I made some the other night.
Mm.
I made it with the cheddar bay biscuit dough.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Got a drill down here of just kind of stopping right below VWAP, but looks like if it can come back, retest VWAP.
Your EMAs are pointing straight down. And I'm trading this this practice account. I'm doing the same parameters I do with a combine now. So to kind of feel my itch on a chase down, we will use a practice account to feel that itch. Got stopped out. So now we wait. CBD is negative 2,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't like doing this. But switching over to the 1 minute, you see it came down, retested VWAP, and broke.
Well, we had a lot of volume in this candle here, sir.
Yeah.
Russia moved advanced weaponry from Syria to Libya.
Okay.
Wonder what that's about.
Well, Syria's the Al-Assad's gone, so who's the head of Syria now?
Yeah, I mean, he went to Russia, right? Didn't he seek asylum in Russia?
I think so. He had a rebel, so the rebels basically won.
That was the trick of tricks there, wasn't it? Like, hey, plane down, man down. Now that man's on another plane going to Russia. Nobody has a clue.
Yep.
Russia begins packing up military equipment in Syria. Salah images show. Getting all this Russian news coming out. So what's up with Libya? I wonder. Why are they moving it all to Libya? Would love a retest here of VWAP to take short on this. CBD is going negative 3,000.
Mm.
You're getting a spike in call premiums. And very interesting, on your SPY tide, your call volume is just spiking back up.
Yeah, but that volume on that candle
is very, very, very big. And that was your second highest volume of the day. Ooh, was that SPY or holdings you saw? That was SPY.
This is holdings. This
Look
is
at that.
SPY. Yeah, look at the put preview.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really would love to test this 33.25. That would be a great spot to take a short, in my opinion. Well, since we won't fill on that one, let's go to our practice account and put it right below that at the top of that candle there. I might as well just stop that now. Negative 3,200 on CBD. Put premium is just shooting through the roof on Tide, on the SPY Tide. It's almost above. It's going closer to the zero line.
That 33.50 now aligns with the 8 and VWAP.
33.50.
Sorry, my ribbon. If you look at this,
ribbon.
See the.
Oh yeah. Now you see a little pop call premium over here.
Sorry, that I was on the 1 minute chart. I apologize.
Yeah, that makes more sense there. I think we're going to put this on right there with it. Actually, yeah, let's leave it there.
Could get a pop here.
Yep, you get a little pop. Premiums are going back the opposite way now. CBD's at 28, 29. I think, don't tell me I just missed this by a tick. This thing's going to drill back down. One thing I can say on the call outs, what I've been calling out, what I'm seeing has been I've been pretty good on it today. I'm not patting myself on the back by any means, but I'm just saying that I'm seeing it decent. So if we can get this play here, we might actually have a nice run to move down. Typically, you look for a move like this, you look for it to take out low a day, but we still got a little ways to go. If you look out left, you got this little area right here. As you can see, has been support and resistance, kind of where it's struggling at right now. So always look left at your chart. You can see that was a high here earlier. So it's definitely a spot to pay attention to. I've got NVIDIA pulled up too. So CBD of NVIDIA has gone negative to negative 500. I mean, not NVIDIA, sorry. NQ. Well, I said NVIDIA. I guess just the N got me. Feel it. CBD is going to negative 3,000. On this little pop here, CBD is, there you go. So we're going to actually move this up above that. We're going to put this down to low a day and see if we can get a move. You just had a nice little drop in the VIX here, though.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the 1 minute chart, you're seeing it kind of play out a little bit, that it kind of had this bottoming formation, which is the 5 minute wick. There. and you
Back
could
up,
now get you could get a retest of VWAP and move higher.
Call premiums just dropped, and put premiums just dropped, and call premiums just ripped back to high day.
Yeah.
So for us saying that we were reading it right, we did not read all that right. CBD's holding negative 2,300 is kind of my little saving grace here for the moment. Negative 25 is kind of moving back towards that negative 3,000 range. But it can't hold it. It's kind of doing what we said earlier. It's kind of moving with the orders.
Yeah.
Tells you that nobody's in charge, really. So,
yeah. So you're back to how does it handle VWAP and how does it handle the 8?
they just bounced off VWAP there, though. Negative 2,600 is CBD. Very interesting. This little move up. CBD's coming down more. Did Memphis beat West Virginia last night?
I don't know. I went to bed at halftime and they were up a little bit.
I think I went to bed before halftime. I was watching it a little bit, very little bit.
Memphis won by 5, 42-37.
West Virginia gets Rich Rod back.
Yeah.
He will never be successful again there.
I just love that the whole him not doing Alabama. It just was how much has changed.
Yeah.
The whole landscape of college football. What was the coach there from Washington State that went to Bama and they got fired?
Mike Price.
Yeah, because he got.
Well, there's a funny story. There was Neil McCready, who's actually a beat writer for Ole Miss now. At the time, he was a beat writer for the SEC. We got stopped out there, so we're going to not fool with that anymore today. We are calling it a day here. So just practice count. It's red too, so we're calling it on everything. But Neil McCready did he's the one that actually broke the story with everything, and said his claim to fame was he was the first sports beat writer to do an interview in a strip club with a stripper, had to pay for a lap dance to get the interview. And that's how he broke the story with the Mike Price thing, with the stripper in the back room paying for a lap dance. What they were talking about. He said that she's dancing. He's trying to take notes, and he's like, "Can you stop?" She's like, "No, sir, it's my job." He's like, "Well, can you do it over there where I can take notes?" Flatline said it was an amazing, controversial finish. So I don't know. I guess I need to see what happened then.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It is now a 10:30, so this is kind of our new cutoff. We've been going longer. Hope you guys like it and are enjoying it, but since I'm gonna stop here, I think I'm calling it. Look, Roy.
What a candle! Holy mackerel!
No, not just that. Look where it bounced at.
Yeah.
You see my chart?
Yeah.
You see that level down there? You see that 61.8?
Yeah.
Yep. So on that note, we're gonna call it a day, folks. We appreciate everybody being here. Tune in tomorrow to see what we say controversial tomorrow, who we talk about, what we got going on.
We're pretty tame today. We just talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, just talked about live players killing Americans, Saudi Arabia, Russia.
We didn't say it. We reported who said it.
That's right. We're actually reporters now. Is that what we are? Can we get credentials? Can we get credentials?
I think we could swing some credentials. We could Tinder swindle somebody.
There you go. Well, we had it. Look, here's the positive. The positive. $200 and I'm just going to lock it out for the day. I'm not taking any more chances today. We'll see what we can do tomorrow. We hit our 200. You got to have 5 200 green days. So there's one. So,
Boom.
but everybody, hope you are back tomorrow morning. We will catch you guys then. Everybody be safe and see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Take it easy.